Hi, my name is John Blodgett. I originally grew up in Wisconsin and went to school in Michigan where I met my wife, and then we pastored in several different locations, and finally in 1993 we moved here to Elkhart, Indiana to pastor First Baptist Church. When we were at the Prairie Street location, we didn't have a lot of room for adult space, and we determined that we needed to do something different for adult discipleship. That and there was a problem that was developing. We ran out of parking. So in trying to solve the parking issue, we said, well, why don't we come in and we have some area here, we can rearrange some things. And we had a great relationship with the city, and they came back and said, no, you can't do that. And we went, what? And so we searched all around Elkhart County for land, and we couldn't find anything. And one day, one of our men who's a builder called me and said, hey, I forgot I had a first right of refusal on a piece of property. He said, I want you to come look at it. And so Phil was with me, and our executive pastor at the time came out here, and we stood on this piece of property. And we said, God, if you would give us this property, that would be so amazing. And God just moved in the hearts of the owner, and that's how we ended up with this property. And it was beyond our wildest dreams, because to us, this is one of the most beautiful pieces of property in all of Elkhart County. And to think that God would give us this just was so amazing to us at the time. We just could not believe what God was doing for us. So we decided then that we had to relocate the ministries. Well, that was going to be a monumental task. And so as we prayed about it and began to think about it and began to work in the fundraising, we came across this statement that somebody gave to us that we used really, really significantly. Because, you know, God has blessed this church throughout the years with so many generous people who had means to be able to give. And I'm just so thankful for that. But so often people who don't have that means are like, does my gift even count? And so as we worked our way through this, here's what we came up with. We're not asking for equal gifts. We're asking for equal sacrifice. Sometimes God allows you to do something big for His name that you don't even know you're doing something big for His name at the time. You're just doing your job. You're doing what you were called to do. And now I turn around and look at this building and say, wow, I get to have a part in building that building. When you think of a God who is limitless in what He can do for you, this property proves that. And he has been so faithful to this congregation. If I take it back and say, why did we build the building like we built it? I think that's really important to understand too. We built the auditorium, and we built it on purpose that it could be expanded, because we believed that God was going to be faithful. We were going to grow. We were going to see some things happen. And so we're arriving now, as they're telling me that it's time for us to look at building something, because of the kids' space is tight, because the parking is tight, the worship service is tight. What do we do? So we have kind of the same thing all over again. But I just think it's neat how God has helped us in the planning in the past to position for today. And now today we have a brand new opportunity before us to be a part of doing something big for the cause of Christ. That's not going to be only good for right now. It's going to help future generations reach their generation with the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that is an exciting thing to do. So we all have to sacrifice something to make this building a reality. And so we can count on God being generous to us, to give to us, so that we can give back to Him and bless the future generations with something that they can fill up with people for the cause of Christ.